Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the Network News for today, Friday, the 24th of September, 2021. I'm your presenter, Odette Campbell. In the headlines, COVID-19 claims Grenada's eldest citizen, Miss Basima Noel, dies at 119. Antiguan Prime Minister takes a swipe at Grenada as it battles COVID-19, saying if they had not allowed the jabs to do as they pleased, the country might not have been facing its present predicament. Grenada's health minister knocks private doctors for not volunteering their services. The country enters a weekend of national prayer and reflection as COVID-19 related deaths closing in on 100. Tonight's entertainment report delivers a message of hope amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. For what's happening in our look at around the region and around the world and in sports, let's go to Prisca Patterson.
Good evening to our viewers and listeners. In the region, President Ali talks up U.S.-Cuba relations and Guyana-Venezuela border dispute at the 76th UN General Assembly. And in sports, head coach sees growth as Rising Stars Under-19s return home from the England tour.
Thanks, Prisca, and we'll see you a little later in the cast. We'll bring you the details of those and other stories right after this message.
Are you a small business and would like your business to grow? Do you have an event, products or services that people should know about? Be wise. Advertise. Book your spot on GBN Shopping Guide. Be part of Grenada's biggest advertising medium, the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Call our sales department now on 440-2446 or 440-3033 or GBN plus the number sign. Email us at sales@gbn.gd. Special conditions apply.
Welcome to the broadcast. The state of Grenada has lost a stalwart. At the age of 119, Miss Leonora Massima Noel has become yet another COVID-19 victim.
Miss Leonora Massima Noel is one of many iconic Grenadians featured on GBN News Intro. Unfortunately, she lost her battle with the dreaded COVID-19 virus Friday morning at the Princess Royal Hospital on the Sister Isles of Carriacou, where she was being treated. Miss Noel is on record as Grenada's eldest citizen. She celebrated her 119th birthday on December 10th last year. She has many accolades to her name, including an award by Her Majesty the Queen in 2016. According to an article on Loop Caribbean News, Miss Noel was born in Venezuela and later migrated to Carriacou at an early age. Although she is possibly the eldest person alive in the world today, Noel remains undocumented, as evidence of her birth date cannot be found or traced. Kendra Matrin Stewart, Minister for Legal Affairs and Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs and Local Government, extended her deepest condolence to the families and friends of Miss Noel.
Miss Noel was well celebrated, well known, well loved. We considered her a gem, a prized possession, well adored, and so she will be greatly missed. And so it is really a sad time for us and no doubt for her family having to succumb to COVID-19. Miss Massima would have went through many trials, many adversities, and she survived. However, she did not make it with COVID.
Noel is a mother of 5. 1 son and a daughter are deceased, while 2 daughters and 1 son are still alive. Resided with her eldest daughter, Ruthie Bristol, who celebrated her 88th birthday earlier this year. Carriacou's death toll now sits at 3, with this morning's 2 deaths, Miss Leonora Massima Noel and Mr. Joe Blaze, an 86-year-old resident of Top Hill Senior Citizens Home. Miss Noel and Mr. Blaze were 2 of the 3 most recent COVID-19 hospitalized patients receiving care at the Princess Royal Hospital. Grenada now has 2,134 active cases, of which 8 are imported and 2,126 are among locals. The latest COVID dashboard released last night show 98 deaths and 102 people hospitalized. Chrislina John, GBN News.
And of course, we extend our condolences to families across the island, especially Miss Massima Noel. As you would have noted, we have celebrated her. She is on the GBN opening montage, and may her soul rest in eternal peace. And our condolences to all of the families who have lost their loved ones or whose loved ones continue to battle COVID-19. Moving on this evening, Grenada's jabs are once again in the spotlight. This time, they're on the mind of Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister Gaston Brown. Addressing the Antiguan Parliament, Mr. Brown painted both the revelers and the Royal Grenada Police Force as partially responsible for Grenada's present situation with COVID-19.
There is a noted decline in new COVID-19 cases in Grenada, with 86 reported Thursday night, bringing the total of active cases to 2,134. While fingers are pointed locally at the jabs for the community spread of COVID-19, one regional leader is sticking his fingers at the country's security's leniency as partially responsible for the spread of the virus. Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Gaston Brown did not mince words on Grenada as he broached the issue in his defense of Antigua and Barbuda Police Force that used its power to disperse protesters in his country recently.
I said to the nation that I stood 100% with the police. Now you juxtapose that to what happened in Grenada. Because I heard people criticizing us, saying, oh, it's a totalitarian state. Look how the police dealt with the people in Antigua. But in the case of Grenada, they allowed the jab to continue and exercise discretion. Discretion to spread COVID. Look what happened now. If the police in Grenada had stood up, perhaps their fortunes would have been different today. And I want to commend law enforcement, and I say to you all, when they break the law, enforce the law.
Prime Minister Brown was addressing Parliament when he used Grenada's COVID standing to encourage strict measures to push his people to take the COVID-19 vaccines.
Grenada, which prior to 3 weeks ago, colleagues, had 2 deaths. They have 85 deaths now. Just gallop past Antigua and Barbuda in a matter of what? 3 weeks. 85 deaths. In fact, the rate of deaths literally overwhelming the system in Grenada. They're now storing bodies in refrigerated containers. What else do we need to see or to hear, to experience in order to come to the realization that vaccination is the only way out of this problem?
Prime Minister Brown had some advice for his regional counterparts.
We cannot put our political fortunes ahead of the safety and security of our people. And I want to repeat, the OECS sub-region, the nationals of the OECS sub-region, they are among the sickest in the world. We have the most living sicks, if there is such a term, in the world on a per capita basis. The most living sicks. In other words, sick people who are alive.
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Minister for Health Nicholas Steele is calling for more volunteers from among local medical practitioners. The minister said that he and his team have reached out to these individuals requesting assistance in tackling the COVID-19 situation. However, Minister Steele says the response received has not been as expected.
As for the ability and willingness of our private practitioners to participate, and the Chief Medical Officer and Senior Medical Officer, Dr. Manna Charles, can address that, because they have been in direct contact with these entities. And if they do come, we're getting one or two that are just giving us their everything, but most of them are coming with conditions that just make it very difficult to even interact with them. So we do need some more assistance. They're local. These are local doctors, trained Grenadians like us, with a medical degree, that need to come forward and give a little bit more.
For roughly 3 weeks, the Ministry of Health has been operating pop-up testing and vaccination clinics in various communities across the island. Minister said most of the volunteers are so far non-medical practitioners.
Yes, I agree with the caller. The volunteers are most definitely needed. We are getting many individuals from the public, non-health practitioners, coming forward and volunteering. That there is no amount of PR, and there is no amount of planning, and there's no amount of resources that would have prepared us for and allowed us to get through what we've been through in the last 4 weeks without the challenges and so that we're experiencing.
The country enters another weekend of lockdown, but this time prayer and contemplation are added. The government declared September 25 and 26 as National Days of Prayer and Reflection. Rena Pear-Thomas looks ahead.
Matthew 11:26 says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." As Grenada tries to come to terms with the devastating effects of COVID-19, which has taken the lives of close to 100 people, Grenadians locally and in the diaspora are invited to participate in 2 days of prayer over the weekend. The National Days of Prayer will be held virtually on September 25th and the 26th, Saturday and Sunday, under the theme A Call to Return to God. This is the third No Movement weekend as government attempts to curb the spread of COVID-19. A religious leader from all denominations will be part of the 2-day event, which aims to bring spiritual hope to all. Chair of the Conference of Churches in Grenada, Reverend Silbert Prescott, gave a breakdown of today's event.
The idea is that Christian leaders would share reflection and prayers on radio and television and the various social media platforms beginning at 7 a.m. and continuing throughout the day until 7 p.m. This will be done in 1-hour intervals every other hour. That is, beginning at 7 a.m., then it goes, and then at 9 a.m., and then at 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and concludes at 7 p.m.
Reverend Prescott says Sunday the 26th will be used to help people understand what is happening and the need to keep God at the forefront in all that they do.
We are inviting leaders from various religious communities, in fact, all the religious communities in Grenada, to plan their own activity, their own prayer activity, whether it is from for 1 hour or the entire day, whatever duration they would want. But we are suggesting that those activities be family focused, so as to enable families throughout this land to come together and to find some time for family-centered reflection, renewal, and recommitment.
Pastor Devon Roche is encouraging every family to participate as the call to return to God is for everyone.
This weekend of prayer is not for persons belonging to one political party, persons belonging to one denomination, persons who feel that they have been vaccinated or unvaccinated. This National Day of Prayer is for everyone within the length and breadth of Grenada, Carrick, and Martinique. And so we are using this opportunity to appeal to us over this coming weekend to put aside our differences. If we really want to see God move, if we really want to see God's intervention, we have to do this as one people.
The religious community is appealing to the local media to do their part by playing gospel music and sharing religious information that will create a prayerful atmosphere. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
And continuing with religious news, realizing that the church is a super spreader for the virus is one of the first facts local churches will have to deal with, says Reverend Dr. Wesley Daniel, who is based in New York. He notes the ultimate precaution toward protecting oneself and loved ones. He says it's to avoid gatherings and follow the protocols. To calm one's fears, the religious leader had a direct message for the Grenadian people.
Having listened to the science and the many voices of reason, Bishop Esther Baptiste of the International Pentecostal Assemblies believes it is time to return to God. She says God can no longer be sidelined, noting the overdependence on man and the experts. Bishop Baptiste says churches must take a stance other than encouraging the nation to follow protocols or get vaccinated.
While I am not perpetuating that this is the mark of the beast, I am saying that in the spirit and power of the Antichrist, with the spirit of control and manipulation, and that is the spirit under which the Antichrist will come on. And we've seen a global manipulation is happening. Right now, they're saying that people cannot do this or that, services are denied, things are denied, if person don't take this. Now, if we're just taking it for health, why does it affect every other aspect of our livelihood? And somebody needs to answer that.
Reverend Dr. Wesley Daniel has a different message, as he notes that the church is not God's only mouthpiece.
God speaks with however, with whomever, wherever, through whomever God chooses.
He says God has a message for us in the science.
And it's time that Grenadians stop running around and messing about and take the vaccine and stop the virus, because if we want to open our economy and have a resurgence of the economy, talking about not taking the vaccine is not going to help.
Reverend Benedict Newton of the Pentecostal Assembly of the West Indies believes God is speaking to us as a people.
And God is speaking in the sense that he's waking up the church and he's shaking up the nations. He's waking up the church. Waking up the church to the reality of a consciousness and awareness of the times that we live in. Yes, an alertness and preparedness for what is to come.
He says they can only share their perspective on what the biblical narrative has foretold. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
And this is Network News. Still to come from us, the Chief Medical Officer accuses some people of acting irresponsibly despite escalating COVID-19 cases. We'll bring in that story after a few messages.
Across Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Flow has been the leading telecommunications provider for decades. As we continue to work for you, we are modernizing our fixed network and transitioning all customers to our latest technology. By the end of 2021, the new network offers customers faster speeds, better quality, and a more reliable service experience with faster fault detection and repair time. Upgrading to the new network is free. Just visit any of our retail outlets. Look out for sales agents in your community. Call our virtual store at 444-3569 or send us a text via WhatsApp at 407-3569. Remember, as we transition to our new network, we are simultaneously shutting down our older network. To avoid service interruption, arrange to make your move to the new network as soon as possible. Flow, committed to connecting our communities.
Republic Bank remains committed to providing all its valued customers with high quality and personalized service in a safe and comfortable environment. In order to maintain COVID-19 protocols while serving you, it has become necessary to arrange an appointment with your relationship officer or the customer service representative at your branch for the following products and services: loans, overdrafts, credit cards, new accounts to include savings, checking, certificate of deposit, and foreign currency, reactivation of dormant accounts, and private banking for existing customers only. You may also log on to our website, complete the application form for the service required, and submit via email to your specific branch. Requests for appointment can also be emailed to customerservice@republicgrenada.com or via private message on our Facebook page. For private banking service, kindly contact your specific branch via telephone. We look forward to welcoming you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Beep disinfectant spray is certified by a U.S. EPA compliant lab to kill the coronavirus that causes COVID-19. Beep disinfectant spray is now available in a convenient travel size can that travels everywhere with you. Beep for a happy, healthy home.
We are all essential in the fight against COVID-19.
At Courts, we're doing our part and we encourage you to stay at home, stay safe and shop online at www.shopcourts.com.
For added convenience, our Courts online customers will receive free delivery and get up to 20% off televisions, appliances and homewares. Plus, if you shop with Ready Finance, you will pay nothing down for 60 days. Now, you can stay home, shop online, and save.
Remember, do the essential. Wear a mask, wash your hands, practice social distancing, stop the spread.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Everybody get ready, because on Sunday, October 3rd from 6 p.m., the 29th edition of Waggity Virtual Bingo is on. And this time you can win a whopping $10,000 US. And it's only $10 per ticket. What are you waiting for? Invite a friend. Tell them all about the fun and excitement when you play Waggity Virtual Bingo. Get your tickets from gotofed.com or numerous box offices island-wide in Grenada. All overseas players. Tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, October 3rd. Join the fun online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo. Remember,
it's the new way to play bingo.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Thanks for staying with us this evening. Health officials are calling on people here to be more responsible for their actions and cease adding to the COVID-19 crisis in the country. They say they continue to see blatant non-compliance with protocols by some persons. We get details on that in this story.
Despite Grenada's constant struggle with COVID-19 for more than a month now, health officials say they are disappointed with the action of some Grenadians. According to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles, some infected individuals continue to put many at risk by failing to adhere to the protocols stipulated. He said this is one of the factors that have the country in its present state.
We hear often of persons who test positive. They're instructed to isolate and they refuse to do so. They go about in the communities and they endanger the lives of everyone. This is a very selfish way to behave. There are some popular rum shops or liming areas, liming spots, where there are a number of young and middle-aged men and a few women in between them. They can be seen sitting and behaving as if nothing has happened.
Dr. Charles said that while the increase in compliance with the protocols by many is bearing some fruits, it's not a time to become complacent. The doctor also pointed out individuals who refuse to accept their COVID-19 results and continue to parade the streets.
And there, of course, there are individuals who are denying at all cost when they test positive that they have COVID. They completely refuse to accept the diagnosis or the test result that they have tested positive for COVID. And as such, they go about, they move around in the community, and they spread the disease. All right, they spread it to others, and then the disease can reach the vulnerable. All right, all of this needs to stop.
The chief medical officer says people should take responsibility for their actions and assist putting people's life at risk.
It is a very irresponsible thing to see. This is not a joke. This is not something to be taken lightly. All right, so we encourage these individuals, they're adults, we encourage them to be more responsible.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
We heard an impassioned appeal earlier this week from a small business owner as she has been affected by COVID-19. As we look forward to the future beyond the pandemic, will we be ready when another disaster strikes which threatens the financial viability of our businesses as well as our livelihoods? That's the questions being asked. What are the talking points we've learned or still can learn as we continue to steer through the rough seas of budgeting finances and ensuring that there is food on the table? We take a look at the possibilities for the future.
Gone should be the day in that distant future where individuals will complain about their ability to tighten budgets or manage finances more wisely. At that time, individuals should be able to critically reassess their lifestyles and cut back on eating out daily or the non-essentials that only provide pleasure. The funds would then be reallocated to a savings plan, which would add a cushion during a pandemic or disaster.
Now, if you look at a basic EC $100 and you keep that on a savings plan with a financial institution, over 10 years, you will be able to accumulate about 16,000, roughly a little over 16,000 over a 10-year period. And over a 20-year period, you'll be able to accumulate around $46,000. So just $100. You set aside and you forget.
Possibly thinking about taking a loan? National Commercial Bank of Anguilla CEO Charmaine Francois has this advice on what people should consider as important factors when deciding on major financial investments in the future.
What are the financial resources that are required in order to achieve that? So if, say, for instance, it is investing in a business enterprise, a small business enterprise, what level of resources would be required? In the case of going into acquiring a mortgage, what level of equity injection is required?
She notes that there are other cost elements that are inclusive of debt servicing.
Being whether you can afford the annual insurance to insure that property, whether you can afford the maintenance of that property. You have property taxes. So there are a lot of costs that one would have to consider. So cost being a critical element of that decision. Another factor is to look at what are the risks associated and whether that the risk profile of whatever investment, financial decision or investment decision that you're considering, whether it meets with your own risk tolerance level.
The financial advice for the future also must include considerations for the state of the economy as to whether it will support the growth projected. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Thanks, Gerard. And now we want to say thank you to somebody else, one of our citizen journalists, for their submission for tonight's ISO report. Let's see what those lenses captured.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
What's La Soufrière up to? UAE Seismic Research Center says the alert level at the La Soufrière volcano has been downgraded to yellow. A yellow alert level means the volcano is restless, seismic or fumarolic activity is above the historical level at the volcano. Activities at the volcano have been low and reduced significantly over the past few months since the last explosive eruption on the 22nd of April 2021. All communities that evacuated following the evacuation order given on the 8th of April 2021 can now return home. Tonight's ISOR came to you compliments Nico Spencer. We thank GBN's ISOR reporter for this submission. Continue to send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
And we'd like to keep our eyes on our neighbors, and to our neighbors in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we know we did reach out to them with the eruptions. Still ahead from us, entertainment news, delivering a message of hope amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. You won't want to miss that one.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do three things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
My Digicel presents Hit by a How-To. Here is how you can purchase a plan in the My Digicel app and get instant access to all of our apps. It's simple. Let me show you how. From your home screen, find the Plans and Bundles icon in the lower left corner of your screen. Tap it to see your available plans and bundles. You can choose between a Prime bundle with data and talk, or pick a plan from the Available Plans tab. Find the plan that's best for you, then hit confirm and you're ready to go. With your new plan, you may have access to more of our apps. Find them in the More from Digicel section and hit download for each of our new apps. You can also upgrade your current plan or bundle under the Active Plans section of your homepage. Excited to try it out? Download the My Digicel app today. My Digicel, better together.
Looking for a professional team offering around-the-clock, private and confidential nursing, medical care, and aid services? Then look no further. Nurses Care Grenada is a fully certified, insured, and licensed healthcare facility committed to the reduction and eventual elimination of healthcare disparities affecting the nation. Our registered nurses will visit you at your home, assess your condition, and provide the required treatment under the directive of a doctor. So why worry when there's Nurses Care Grenada? Give us a call, 406-3928. Nurses Care, reliable, trusted professionals we can all depend on. Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, and then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Everybody get ready, because on Sunday, October 3rd from 6 p.m., the 29th edition of Waggity Virtual Bingo is on. And this time you can win a whopping $10,000 US. And it's only $10 US per ticket. What are you waiting for? Invite a friend. Tell them all about the fun and excitement when you play Waggity Virtual Bingo. Get your tickets from gotofed.com or numerous box offices island-wide in Grenada. All overseas players. Tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, October 3rd. Join the fun online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo. Remember,
It's the new way to play bingo.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, Flow has been the leading telecommunications provider for decades. As we continue to work for you, we are modernizing our fixed network and transitioning all customers to our latest technology. By the end of 2021, the new network offers customers faster speeds, better quality, and a more reliable service experience with faster fault detection and repair time. Upgrading to the new network is free. Just visit any of our retail outlets. Look out for sales agents in your community. Call our virtual store at 444-3569 or send us a text via WhatsApp at 407-3569. Remember, as we transition to our new network, we are simultaneously shutting down our older network. To avoid service interruption, arrange to make your move to the new network as soon as possible. Flow, committed to connecting our communities.
And welcome back. It's time for the weekly entertainment report. In this week's entertainment beat, we bring you a message of hope. Let's get that from Prisca Campbell.
The COVID-19 pandemic is a major health crisis affecting countries throughout the world, with over 4,000 confirmed cases and close to 100 confirmed deaths locally. Such widespread outbreaks are associated with adverse mental health consequences. Keeping this in mind, 13 Grenadian singers came together with one voice of unity to bring you a message of hope.
Times discouraged, but not defeated, cast down but not destroyed. There's times I don't understand, but I still believe it's turning around for me.
Jonathan Francis, one of the lead vocalists, says the virtual production was organized by Grenadian singer and songwriter Zorina Andel. Other singers in this musical piece included Thamara Songbird St. Bernard, Sabrina Francis, Jefferson Ramirez, Sanaika McKee, Kevon Paul, Rita Augustine, Kamala Stephen, Grace Divine Noel, Daniel James, Kishonna Phillip, and Prisca Patterson. In such a tumultuous time like this, Francis says, and I quote, "There is much to be thankful for. We are a nation that has been blessed and favored, and we must continue to pray and be resilient. Use this time to reflect, grow, and regroup. Be safe, everyone." Unquote. For this week's Entertainment Beat, I am Krista Campbell reporting.
Thanks, Krista, for that report. And Jonathan, yes, a time to reflect, grow, and regroup. This is Network News. Still to come from us, a look at what's happening around the region, around the world, and in the wide and wonderful world of sports with Prisca Patterson. Do stay with us.
It's your summer everything loan from the Communal. Borrow up to $10,000 for all your needs. School supplies, staycation, home renovations, appliances or furniture. You can have it all with a summer everything loan. With competitive interest rates and same-day approvals, you can't beat this loan special. Not a member? Join today to get onto this exciting offer. It's your summer everything loan from the Communal. Apply today and take advantage of this exciting offer. Visit the nearest Communal branch or call us at 440-1755 for more information. Lending terms and conditions apply.
And herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Hills and Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open, Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
sporting fans. Tonight we start on the cricket pitch where we learn that the West Indies Rising Stars Under-19 team is back home after a 6-match tour against England Young Lions. Teddy Bishops of Grenada emerged as the lead run scorer. He capped 271 runs. Bishops scored the only century of the tournament, hitting 133 in the third match. Acting head coach Rohan Nurse said that the trip to England was hugely beneficial for all the players, and he wants to see them continue to grow and progress in the coming months. For the West Indies players, it formed part of the preparation for the International Cricket Council's Under-19 World Cup. It will be held in the Caribbean from January 4th to February 3rd next year. In more cricket news, West Indies will have Kieron Pollard as their leader when they defend the ICC T20 World Cup title in the United Arab Emirates next month. He took over captaincy in September 2019 ahead of the series against Afghanistan in India. With his aggressive style and team-first mantra, West Indies have seen improvements in their performances. He was at the center of attention earlier in March when he wrote his name in the history against Sri Lanka in the CG Insurance T20 series. With a match on the line, Pollard hit 6 sixes in 1 over. He became the first man to do so for West Indies and international level. Meanwhile, in form T20 batsman Sherfin Rutherford has returned to Guyana from the IPL. This follows the death of his father. Oren Rutherford, 58, died on Thursday after testing positive for the COVID-19 virus. Following a successful season with newly crowned Caribbean Premier League champion St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, Rutherford was looking forward to his maiden season with the Indian Premier League. And now on to the Formula One racing tracks, where we learned that Lewis Hamilton has decided that he will not back out of on-track battles when he believes he has a right to the corner. That's according to Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff. This announcement follows discussions over the aggressive approach to racing of the title rival Max Verstappen of Red Bull. The pair has had a series of incidents and near misses during their championship races this season. Hamilton has backed out of the close racing situations on 3 occasions this season. This worked for him in securing the lead at Imola and Barcelona early this season. However, the pair crashed at the British and Italian races when Hamilton also decided not to yield. Let's hope that they work this out amicably. That's it for sports this evening. We'll take a quick break and return with a look at what's happening across the region and around the world. Antigua this evening, where there is a legal challenge to the government's vaccine mandate. The Antigua and Barbuda Public Service Association has initiated the challenge to the government's mandatory vaccination policy for the public sector workers. ABS's Ursula Charles Jr. examines the association's position and the government's response.
Confirmed early Thursday, the Antigua-Barbuda Public Service Association, the ABPSA, is suing the government on its mandatory vaccination policy for public sector workers.
At least one union has sued the Antigua and Barbuda government. The papers were deposited with the courts yesterday, indicating there is a constitutional break insofar as the mandatory vaccination program is concerned.
In a release dated September 23, 2021, the association says it is petitioning the court for judicial review of the government's policy. It denotes the amendments to the Public Health Act as unreasonable, irrational, and disproportionate. Prime Minister the Honourable Gaston Brown, in acknowledging the suit, remains resolute. Government will not be dismayed.
And as I said to them before in a forum that I had with them, if you have a problem with our policies, use the courts. Go to the court, and the court will determine whether or not the mandates are illegal. If the court deems the mandate or mandates to be legal, then that's a different story. But we have no doubt that they will not be successful.
Ambassador Lionel Hurst agrees and outlines the measures are meant to ensure the health and economic well-being of society. He adds those unwilling to comply are choosing to literally stay out in the cold.
We are doing everything we can to fix the challenge which we face in order to ensure that Social Security recipients can receive their payments on time, that pensioners and workers in the government service can be paid on time, and those who don't wish to cooperate, they can stay at home and not be paid.
Attorney at Law Warren Castle is representing the ABPSA. According to Section 56, Part 4, Number 1 of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court Rules Civil Procedures, an application for leave to make a claim for judicial review must be considered forthwith by a judge of the High Court. For ABS News, I'm Ursula Charles Jr.
That causes COVID-19 has claimed 58 lives in the last 8 weeks in St. Lucia. The infection rate appears to be declining. However, the authorities are leaving nothing to chance and have extended local COVID control measures until the end of this month.
St. Lucia's perilous fight to escape a fourth COVID-19 surge was not without untimely fatalities and an explosion of infections. Since July 25th, more than 55 people died from COVID-19 related medical complications. 18 COVID deaths were recorded over a 5-day span between September 14th and 19th. After nearly 8 weeks into the ongoing COVID onslaught, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George disclosed the deadly infection rate appears to be slowing down.
In relation to this new wave, 5,077 persons were positive, 51% in the age group 25 to 49 years. 58% of the cases are female. The majority of the cases are from Castries, Gros-Islet, Vieux Fort, and Babonneau.
COVID hospital admissions in recent weeks have exceeded capacity at the respiratory hospital.
From June, we had 136 admissions. In July and August, we had 142 and 261 admissions, respectively. As of September 20th, 2021, we have had 234 patients, a total of 773 admissions.
The welcomed news on a declining infection rate, however, is not being taken lightly by the island's Health Minister, Moses Jean-Baptiste. On September 21st, Health Minister Jean-Baptiste announced the existing COVID prevention measures will be extended through September 30th.
We are still at a critical phase and we cannot let our guard down. We must ensure that we continue to bring down the transmission rate. After discussions and dialogue with the members of the COVID-19 Management Center, the decision was made to extend the COVID-19 protocols currently in place until the end of September.
To deal with an overflow of COVID-19 related hospital admissions, the Health Ministry has had to construct a makeshift ward on the outside of the crowded respiratory hospital compound. St. Lucia's COVID-19 response officials continue to appeal for sustained adherence to government's infection control measures as the deadly Delta surge threatens more lives. Rihani Isidore, NBC Prime.
Guyanese President Irfan Ali has highlighted a wide slate of matters in his address at the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Among other things, he touched on the failures of the industrialized nation to adhere to the climate change guidelines and the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. President Ali also highlighted strained relations between the United Nations and Cuba, and the Venezuela-Guyana border controversy. More in this Wendell Badgery report.
The Guyanese head of state assertively proclaimed before world leaders, inclusive of Venezuela, which is also a member of the United Nations, that, and I quote, Guyana cannot be used as an altar of sacrifice for the settlement of Venezuela's internal political differences, end quote, as he alluded to the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy, which dates back to the pre-independence era of Guyana.
While my government welcomes effort to bring about domestic harmony within Venezuela, agreements that defy international law and processes can be no basis for mediating such harmony.
The two countries have remained polarized over the border which separates them, in which Venezuela contends that every inch of land west of the Essequibo River belongs to it. That matter is now before the International Court of Justice, and both countries are expected to make submissions on the matter by March 2022. President Ali also honed in on the Israeli-Palestine conflict, where he exerted that Ghana stands in solidarity with the Palestinian people and their desire for a dignified existence in their homeland in accordance with a two-state solution.
The international community must act to meet the legitimate concerns of the Palestinians who have suffered far too long.
President Irfan Ali referenced the state of relations between the United States and Cuba, positing that better relations between those two countries would be of great benefit to all in the region.
The strained relations between the United States and Cuba are also a matter of deep concern to our region. We are convinced that normalization of relations between Cuba and the United States would have a beneficial impact on peace in the hemisphere and greater prosperity for all.
Meanwhile, President Ali labeled as unfair and unjust what he deems to be the failure of heads of governments of industrialized states to keep the promises made at the Conference of Parties 15, COP15 in Paris in 2015, even as he asserted that small island developing states, such as Ghana, carry the brunt of the burden in helping to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
The burden of reducing emissions is not carried equitably. Small island developing and low-lying coastal states are punching above their weight in response to the global climate threats.
The UN General Assembly is the main policy-making organ of the organization. The General Assembly provides a forum for multilateral discussion of a full spectrum of international issues covered by the Charter of the United Nations. Wendell Badgery for the HGB Nightly News.
And that's our look at what's been happening around the region and at the UN General Assembly. In a few moments, we go back to Odette Campbell for a recap of tonight's top stories.
Recapping the main points of the news this evening, COVID-19 claims Grenada's eldest citizen, Miss Massima Noel. She died at the age of 119. She resided on the sister island of Carriacou. And just in case you missed that report, she's the elderly citizen with a happy birthday sign on the GBN nightly montage leading on to our newscast. Antiguan Prime Minister Gaston Brown takes a swipe at Grenada as it battles COVID-19, saying if Grenada had not allowed the jabs to do as they please, the country might not have been facing its present predicament. Grenada's health minister knocks private doctors for not volunteering their services. Country entering a weekend of national prayer and reflection as COVID-19 related death closes in on 100. And in tonight's entertainment report, we heard a message of hope amidst the COVID-19 pandemic as the organizer said it's time for reflection, to regroup and to grow. Around the globe this evening, President Ali of Guyana talks up the U.S.-Cuba relations and Guyana-Venezuela border dispute at 76th UN General Assembly. And in sports, the head coach sees growth as rising star under-19's return home from the English tour. That's the GBN News for today, Friday. We'll have our weekend review on Sunday with Prisca Patterson, and we'll see you again on Monday. Thanks for choosing GBN. If you miss any part of our newscast during the week, you can catch up with us on our social media platforms. I'm Odette Campbell. Good night.